incredible news once again. The one and only XRP. They are actually, or the fund is launching on XRP Ledger. Extremely bullish. They're using real world asset tokenization of a money market fund in the UK. They pushed this through, and this could actually set the stage for XRP surpassing Bitcoin someday. Because what they're doing is they're going to not only take on what would traditionally be a normal asset that's held in the bank throughout the world. Money market funds are very popular, usually about 5%. The banks or institutions actually put your money, they actually invest that money in other things like treasuries and stuff like that. But it's supposed to be one of the safe investments other than annuities, are about the same as annuities. Annuities are only about 3% usually, average annual return. But this is actually not a bad deal. This Ripple is taking center stage once again. I mean, they were on the ropes, man. The SEC in America had them on the ropes with this litigation the past 4 years. And they've prevailed. They're still in appeal right now, but the authorities in the UK have let them proceed with this real world asset tokenization on the blockchain. So what you're able to do is you're actually able to use the blockchain as a means to invest. And that is actually extremely bullish, man. Now, McKinsey, the one of the global accounting consulting firms, one of the big ones, they project that this RWA tokenization market could exceed 16 trillion by 2030. And I've looked at another couple of other expert analysis, and they say that this could actually occur quite rapidly, even far sooner than 2030. They're talking 2025, some of them, 2026. So, with the market cap of crypto right now at 3.4 trillion, that is the 16 trillion is just eclipses everything. And that's what I said. There are a lot of experts that say, XRP might. I'm just relaying the message here for all you Bitcoin maxis and everybody thinks that Bitcoin is it. This might actually put XRP ahead of Bitcoin. Look at that. Bitcoin is, wow, Bitcoin went all the way down to 90,000. And 90,800. The market cap total of crypto right now is 3.2 trillion. So 16 trillion coming in on the ledgers, on XRP ledger, maybe a couple other top blockchains. That could actually, that's almost 5 times what we have right now in the space. So another couple things that happened here the past 24 hours. The fearless leader of the U.S. is coming into power once again. Donald Trump, he actually was pretty bullish for the space. As soon as he was elected, there was a lot of great things that happened. The markets pretty much reacted very positively. That's when we have that spike the past week and a half. This big spike to almost 100,000 Bitcoin. There were some people that actually shorted that, people that actually were spoofing the exchanges. And when I say spoofing, they were actually putting in fake orders. And when they put in the fake orders or, less, let's say set less than 100,000, it kind of brings the market down. So, you have people that play these kind of games, games, whatnot. So they were actually spoofing and canceling the orders, spoofing and canceling the orders 97,000 just to drive the price back down. It's probably shorting it at 99,000, and they probably just wanted to make sure that their bets came in. So it's kind of things that happen in crypto. Is why I don't do a lot of trading. I very rarely do any trading at all because there's so many games that come into play. The So yeah, we went down like almost 9,000 in the Bitcoin price past week, and yeah, like I said, our fearless leader coming back into power, Trump, he actually spooked the markets after 24 hours by not only talking about the tariffs that he plans on implementing against China, but then he's also started doing some saber rattling and talking about how he's going to do tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and these kind of things. When you do stuff like that, you got somebody that's just a blowhard, a big mouth, and just spewing all kind of nonsense. Spooks the market, and it doesn't help that he's supposed to be the leader of the free world supposedly in another month. So you got somebody just saying all this random stuff, even though economists say that tariffs are bad. And I understand that a certain amount of tariffs might be good for the crypto space, but when you start talking about doing tariffs on all the neighboring countries, and America imports a lot of fruit, a lot of different items from Mexico, and when food prices go up, man, it's not good, man. You're going to end up having so many people that are hurt, even though 60+% of the people are living paycheck to paycheck in the U.S. This is going to be further pain on these folks in the U.S. Man, luckily I'm in Vietnam, and we have plenty of food at a very low cost. But when you have policies that are implemented that are going to cause a spike in one of the biggest economies in the world and the prices all around, you have stuff like this, man. The stock futures fell. The NASDAQ might be poised to open higher tomorrow, but it's affected the crypto market negatively. Gotten a pretty big hit. So even though these things normally happen in cycles anyway, but when you have somebody that's just out there putting all this negative information out there and making all these threats, which he might I believe he's actually going to do it because he surrounds himself with yes men, and they don't really do anything that's going to counter what he's going to say or do. He's got his mindset on something, he's going to do it. So at any rate, let's hope for the best. There has been a lot of inflows into not only the Bitcoin ETFs, but the Ethereum ETFs. Ethereum had a really good week, after Donald Trump was elected. It was like, they had record inflows. And over the past week, they had outflows. So looks like at least on the 25th, there was another 862 million of inflows in the spot ETFs for ETH, which bodes well for the price of ETH. I still think that ETH might hit the all-time high by January because the demand is still there. ETH typically is on the heels of Bitcoin as far as percentage-wise. So, I know there's some catching up to do because Bitcoin has hit all-time high after all-time high the past year, and ETH hasn't. So we're going to see ETH do something here, I hope soon. The other thing that's happening is that there's a lot of interesting things that's going on in the space, but I wanted to talk about what happens during each bull cycle because this is something that's critical to all the people that's new to the space and all the people that's actually in the space for over under 2 years, under 3 years. You probably are not familiar with all this stuff that I'm gonna share, but when you guys get onboarded to crypto, whether you use a centralized exchange, which is actually the acronym is CGX, or DEX, which you can actually buy through a DEX, or through a wallet, I should say. You can go directly through a wallet, but you still have to use a credit card or some other form of payment method that's acceptable with that wallet. But you can get your crypto from a centralized exchange. Most people that's in the U.S. are going to do a centralized exchange, like Coinbase or Binance US. You're outside of the U.S. or you have a Palu ID. Palu ID is what a lot of people utilize when they are in one of these overly restricted countries like the U.S. and you can use a Palu ID. And I'll put the link in the description. It's actually an island in the Pacific that allows you to have a residency so that you can actually get on an exchange that's outside of the U.S. jurisdiction and purchase crypto. It's really cool. So anyway, you're on these exchanges and you get your crypto. You want to make sure you choose an exchange that has reserves. When I say reserves, it's got to have the liquidity there. And there's been so many problems of previous bull cycles with exchanges that are fraudulent, that don't have the liquidity there. They don't have the reserves there. They don't have any crypto that's really on their exchange. And it's all smoke and mirrors. One big example, in this movie, you can actually see a movie about this company on Netflix. It's called Quadriga. In 2018, they were forced to close. They were actually pretty much, the guy just absconded with everybody's money. This guy was running, and he was in Canada, and he actually fled. So, this guy had an exchange and had a really nice user interface. People thought what they were seeing was the numbers in their account, and they weren't. This guy was so crafty. The forensic accountants went in after the fact. It took them some time, and they realized that this guy had been mimicking all these different transactions and making them appear like they were real, and they weren't. They were just numbers on people's screens, and then people would log in. They thought they had crypto in their account. This guy was actually pocketing all the money, fled. So that's just one example. Now, one solution that was actually implemented the past couple years was with Chainlink. Chainlink has a third-party on-chain solution which is able to assure people that there are sufficient reserves on the exchange so that you can know what's on there. But people still fall victim to stuff like this. But stuff that you need to know for this cycle, this bull cycle, that's when the scammers come out. And we might end up seeing some more of this. I guarantee you we're going to see some more of this. There is a certain ethos in crypto which you need to understand and be able to make sure that you're holding everybody that's in this space to this standard before you even deal with them, or you actually allow them to be even a thought in your brain. One of them is transparency. You got to be able to know what these different platforms are doing. Are they real? Do they have reserves? Can we tell that there's something in this account? If I set up an account on a centralized exchange, do I really have this? There's a number of trusted exchanges that's been around for a couple bull cycles, and that's actually a good thing. You want to do with that, but Chainlink has that third-party solution, proof of reserve, so definitely utilize that. They don't have the proof of reserves on their centralized exchange or CEX, then probably shouldn't deal with it. Another thing with the ethos of crypto is not only that it's transparent, but it's decentralized. Now, centralized exchanges, of course, they're not decentralized. So, if you use a centralized exchange to onboard and get crypto, you know, understand the ethos of crypto is decentralization. That means you custody your own crypto. You are free and autonomous to put crypto in your own private wallet. And that's something that can be easily accomplished. Um, I'll make a video on showing people how to do that so that you can understand and implement the ethos of the cryptocurrency realm. The other thing about cryptocurrency is that it's supposed to be transparent. Now, this ethos, you can't have a cryptocurrency transaction that's in the dark. This is not something that's a part of this space. Now, I understand there's bad actors in everything. But I got to point this out so that you guys can steer clear of the bad actors in this space. I'm gonna show you what it looks like on a blockchain as far as transparency. And I'm gonna go to the Ethereum blockchain screener. This is actually called Etherscan. This tool, it's an Etherscan. Do a Google search for etherscan.io. And this tool actually allows you to put in an address, and you can actually see what transaction occurred. You can see how much is in that wallet for each cryptocurrency that's on that blockchain. Now, Ethereum has they've got several different blockchains associated with Ethereum. Actually, they got a lot because they have layer 2s and layer 3s now. So there's probably, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it's probably about 100, about 100 on Arbitrum alone. Arbitrum layer 2 on Ethereum. So I know they have about 100 different chains on Arbitrum too. So the Arbitrum has layer 2s and layer 3s. So that's a whole other topic. But yeah, as you can see, there is the ability on blockchains to see the transactions. And this is actually the total amount of transactions in the last 24 hours. But you can go into you can put an address, transaction, you can put a token name at the top, Etherscan, and you can actually see who's holding it and how many different holders are on the addresses. So yeah, this is what transparency is. And so if you don't have transparency, steer clear. I'll tell you guys a story now. There's a number of projects that I've looked at, a number of different people that I've met in this space quite a bit. I'm not going to say any names, but one of the things that you got to be worried about is what I actually encountered here. I encountered a couple companies. They approached me and they showed me their token, they showed me their ecosystem, and I asked, I said, okay, well, this looks good. You have a nice interface, but where's the liquidity at? If I wanted to take the token and swap it for a stable coin like USDT, where can I do that at? And they didn't have an answer. And they said that it was like a private closed system. So in other words, I would pay money to get a token on their ecosystem, and I would only be able to transact within that ecosystem. And I couldn't take my token out and transact it for a stable coin like USDT, which is a $1 equivalent, or Ethereum or Bitcoin. I couldn't exchange it anywhere on a decentralized exchange. I couldn't do it on a centralized exchange. And so, that's a scam. Leave it alone. Don't touch it. I understand that people come into this space and they think they're going to make $1 million, so greed takes over. But don't let the greed take over and make your common sense nullify your common sense. Utilize your common sense. The space is technology is sound. The possibilities are endless. But there's bad actors in every space, and that means crypto as well. And they come out a lot more during the bull cycle. So just be wary. Um, One other story, and I'll let you guys go. There's another entity that pretends it's a what's called a decentralized autonomous organization. Now, that actually in crypto is something that adheres to the crypto ethos. That is, it's decentralized, it's autonomous, it's ran by smart contracts, and it is an organization, it's a community. And this is what the ethos of crypto is supposed to be all about. It's supposed to have some sort of consensus. There's a consensus mechanism. There's something that the community can all get involved with. And it's also something that's totally on the blockchain, transparent, and it's not ran by certain one individual. That organization that's not adhering to that is a scam. So don't be fooled by people using the terminology of the space, but not adhering to the terminology of the space. This is antithetical to the crypto ethos. One other story. A good friend of mine here, Vietnam. He knows that I've been in this space for a number of years, and I guess a buddy has purchased about $30,000 in crypto, supposedly off of this AI crypto platform bot that was supposed to be generating yield. I don't know. I think it was about 1 or 2% a day. I don't know. He supposedly had 30,000 put into this site, which was supposed to utilize AI and use some sort of crypto investing strategy using AI, and then generated a daily return. And they actually provided a user interface which showed his supposed return. I think it was supposed to be like $400 a day. Well, I gave him my best take on it, given past experiences. Not that I had, other people in the space. I like Quadriga. So, can this guy access his funds anytime? No, he had to wait. Uh, can you see the transactions and everything on the blockchain? No, couldn't do that. All he's seeing was a nice user interface with these numbers that we're supposed to be generating, and he couldn't pull anything out. I asked my friend, I said, well, he's getting $400 a day. Has he even gotten that money showing in his account? Has he got 30,000 showing in his account yet? No, he just put the 30,000 in there and is showing the $400 a day, and it is accumulating about a week. So I said, okay, well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it just sounds like a Ponzi, and I don't think your friend gonna get his money back. Sure enough, 3 weeks later, I asked my buddy, I said, well, did your friend get his money? Did he get his 30,000 back? No, the site shut down. He lost everything. So be wary of scams. There's a lot of scams. There's a lot of bad actors in this space still. But like I said, the technology's sound. The possibilities for doing positive stuff for this technology and Web3 blockchain are endless. But yeah, don't let yourself be caught up by the bad actors. There's too many of them. And, I just would like everybody out there to pay attention. Don't get greedy. Don't be stupid. Take a second, pause, reflect, make sure that you're using your common sense. So with that, everybody keep it coffee and crypto. I'm gonna look at some parting shots. I'm actually at this cafe late night, man. It's this is cafe town, man. They run 24/7 with the cafes. But I'll talk to you guys next week.